Andy Sinton and Ian Holloway have both been past fit after looking very unlikely starters last week.
Yeah, key players definitely missing, but I don't think Jerry Francis will change his formation. But what he'll be looking for, and what's very important, that Dennis Bailey and Bradley Allen partnered for the first time this season. Can they damage this very solid United rearguard?
Well, Manchester United travel in full confidence. They're on a great roll at the moment. They tried very hard to get Eric Cantona, their French Colt hero, fit for this one, but his hamstring, injured last week against Spurs, is still very sore. So Andrei Kanchelskis, the Ukrainian winger, gets his first start since October. 3 wingers nominally in that team, and on the bench, a first glimpse of the big time for 20-year-old Welshman Craig Lawton.
Well, a question I'm looking to be answered, Ian, will he go with a 5 in midfield and use Ryan Giggs in there as well alongside Brian McClair? I think he'll actually pair Giggs with Hughes up front. Very positive move that. The way they're going, the way the results are, no need to be anything but positive for United. And an area of the park I'm really looking forward to viewing tonight. David Barsley's defensive abilities could really be tested to the limit tonight. That's if Manchester United can get the ball to Lee Sharp, and if he can produce the type of form he has shown recently.
Andy Sinton will be up against Paul Parker, who returns to Loftus Road for the first time. And he's really looking forward to the occasion, Paul Parker. Those two, by the way, had a brief chat over the phone with a lot of banter this week. Friendly relations will be suspended for 90 minutes. John Martin, the oldest referee in Great Britain at 53, is the match official as Queen's Park Rangers, in their traditional blue and white hoops, get us underway here. And we've had some fabulous value, I must say, every time we've featured Rangers this season. Laid off by Bailey, Impey making a run forward, and away by Bruce for Manchester United. Owen clearing this one, and then Lee Sharp knocking it forward, but Peacock there for Queen's Park Rangers.
And it looks as if Ryan Giggs is going to partner McClair as a front two. Both have lined up in that area. What's noticeable, the first thing I notice is the atmosphere. It's very much like a cup tie atmosphere. I think that's shown the importance of the game for both sides.
Oh, and that was a real race for it for Tony Roberts there, just getting there ahead of Ryan Giggs. Queen's Park Rangers, of course, having to reorganise a lot now that they've lost their midfield marshal, Ray Wilkins, who's been hobbling around on crutches backstage and says it's going to be 6 or 8 weeks before he's back. Bad luck that for Ray, and we wish him a speedy recovery. That's McClair nodding it down intelligently. Sharp making the run. Great to see him back in the big time after so many problems with illness and injury. Just wonder how United might spark tonight. Cantona has been their recent inspiration with 4 goals in the last 4 games. Now they have to make do without him, at least for this one. Here's Sharp again, trying his trickery on David Bardsley. Now Ince, who's had an outstanding season so far. Pallister marauding forward from the back. Ince once again. Lovely football that from United. Lovely one-touch stuff to Kanchelskis now. Can he find an angle for the shot or cross? No, because Wilson is there. And Hughes. And Kanchelskis just showing a bit too much of it to Andy Sinton. Parker wins it back brilliantly. United making the fast, positive, fluent start you'd expect of a side who've won 7 and drawn 2 of their last 9 League and Cup matches. Paul Parker. And United will have the corner. Lee Sharp trotting across to take it. Mark Hughes there with 11 goals already this season. Well, United have pushed Pallister forward here, and Steve Bruce is around as well. So there's an aerial threat here for Queen's Park Rangers. This one comes across, and Bruce it is who gets the header, and Tony Roberts eases the danger.
Well, he totally lost Darren Peacock there, Steve Bruce, in that instance. Peacock's marking him, takes his eyes off him. And the only thing that saves him there is that the cross is just a fraction too high for Bruce to deal with.
And Pete can't quite keep this one in.
I'm looking at the bench here, and Jerry Francis and his coaches are trying to get his team to settle down. It really has started very much like a cup tie. Fast, ferocious.
Now Sinton with a chance to give Queen's Park Rangers some lengthy possession, but no, is Ince for United. Eventually it falls to Barker. And now Wilson. Typically headed away by Pallister, who wins so much in the air. Now Bardsley. Bailey attacking this one. Lee Sharp with that lovely left foot of his. Ince, Leclerc, nice knock off. Hughes, Giggs breaking down the middle, and Wilson had read that well. Parker once again. United with the bit between their teeth, looking to reclaim the top spot. Having lost it yesterday to Aston Villa, and before that to Norwich City on Saturday. Holloway wide to Wilson. There's the distinctive figure of Peacock playing that out to Bardsley.
Well, David Bardsley just letting Lee Sharp noise around there, wasn't he? What's important for David Bardsley, though, and Clive Wilson tonight is that Andy Impey and Andy Sinton helped them out with two positive front wingers playing here. The wide men of Queen's Park Rangers really have to double back and help the fullbacks.
Queen's Park Rangers, and people around here say don't discount us in the championship race either. We've got a couple of games in hand and handily placed in 6th position. Bardsley long towards Bradley Allen and Paul Parker, who graced this stadium for 4 seasons and captain Queen's Park Rangers with the interception.
I think that's been the thing. Everyone's been dominated by the fact that Manchester United could go top again here tonight if they win. And what people have tended to forget is that from the top 3 or 4 teams, Queen's Park Rangers have 2 games in hand. If they win them both, then they're up there with the Blackburns of this world. And they really will have a genuine chance. But they've got to win tonight. That's how important the game is for Queen's Park Rangers as well.
Sinton can't quite keep it in. Of course, Rangers have a big cup match coming up here as well at the weekend at home to the other Manchester side, City. And I hope to have Ferdinand back for that one. The bounce is a bit cruel to Hughes, and it allows Peacock to get it away. Now then, Andy Sinton, who's recovered from an Achilles injury to play in this one. This United defence is very, very hard to break down. They have the best defensive record in the Premier League this season, and they had the best record last season as well. Ince doing the 1-2 and switching it wide and instantly to pick up Irwin. Hughes.
Well, they're not very happy with that. Mark Hughes in particular. Certainly looked like Lee Sharp was taking out the play there.
Sharp is struggling a little bit. He took a knock there.
Well, he just looked to play a little 1-2 with Mark Hughes, and as he was going for the return, I think it was Ian Holloway, whether he was just in his way or whether he deliberately body checked him, I wasn't too sure about.
Well, let's hope Lee Sharp is all right. He's had a luckless time with hernia and groin injuries and then viral meningitis, and that I'm sure is what Alex Ferguson is thinking there as he looks on. Lee Sharp needs all the luck in the world, really.
And here it's here, you just see knocked cerebrally, and I don't think there was anything, in all honesty, Ian Holloway could have done about it.
And the far side of the field. Andy Sinton getting some treatment as well. And I don't know whether that's the same injury that made him doubtful for this match. He'd been in a kind of oxygenated decompression chamber, and Andy was telling me before the game he couldn't even run as late as last Thursday. And this revolutionary machine has got him fit for this game, or certainly helped him to.
I think I'm booking an appointment or two for that machine now.
Well, they cost 32,000 quid apparently, those machines, Andy. You got a bit of loose change?
Not as much as you have.
Wouldn't bet on it. They're both okay, happily. Now here's Steve Bruce for United. Alistair. He's given that one away. Now Bradley Allen. Out to Andrew Impey, another of the Rangers youngsters. Looking to run Irwin and doing it to some effect as well. Can he get a good cross in? He can. And it dropped down too to Simon Barker.
Well, he gets away with that. A real positive run from Andy Impey. Gets in there and doesn't quite miss the front post out there. But Peter Schmeichel's mighty relieved to see that bobble past.
Barker was the man who closed in, but that was a great run from Andrew Impey, the 21-year-old who's recently lost his place and certainly will be looking to impress again tonight. He's back in the last couple of games with Rangers having so many injury problems. Clive Wilson. Irwin. Rangers getting in a bit of a midfield muddle. United have the chance to break forward. Ince holding it up well, finds Kanchelskis in some space, and the early ball is too long with a posse of red shirts closing in too.
They're not very happy with Andrei Kanchelskis. It's really got to mean more when he gets it in those positions. Super play from Paul Ince, who worked the space, worked the opening, and this really, he should be providing a better cross than that in that situation. Under no pressure whatsoever there.
Hasn't been in the team since October the 31st, or hasn't started anyway. Kanchelskis kept out by the form of Giggs and Sharp. Irwin's ball forward. And pushing by Hughes on McDonald, and those few have had a few battles down the years. Alan McDonald, who captains Queen's Park Rangers tonight with Ray Wilkins out injured. No stranger to captaincy, of course. He does the job for Northern Ireland. And Lee Sharp coming forward again. He's been very prominent in the early stages. Giggs and Sharp, but the whistle had gone for a bit of off-the-ball argy-bargy in midfield. And Hughes is the man.
Well, there's no doubt big Alan McDonald catches Mark Hughes. The ball just nicks it before him and does catch him very late. But I think it's the reaction of Mark Hughes to the tackle that brings the referee to stop the play. I think you can see from that how late Alan McDonald was.
And a booking here for Alan McDonald. It's his 5th booking of the season.
It's a pity that for Manchester United, because it was a real promising little move they had pieced together.
Yeah, United will have wished that the referee had played the advantage rule. Well, I think Hughes may be in trouble here. I don't know whether he's going to be able to continue. Well, this is a real blow for United with Eric Cantona unable to start, and I think this might be the end of Mark Hughes' evening.
Well, it must be bad, Ian, because Mark Hughes is not the type of player to go off the park, let alone be helped off the park.
No substitution being made just at the moment, though. They're going to have a look at Hughes and see whether maybe they can get him back fit and ready to take his place again in the match. So United playing with 10 men at the moment. Bruce takes the free kick short for Ince. And Bruce just played into a little bit of trouble on Ince's return ball. Now Lee Sharp. Giggs. Two youngsters looking to work the give and go down the left-hand side. That's a poor clearance from Roberts. Holloway to Simon Parker. And Parker there, letting in Bailey for a moment. And United, with the crowd screaming for a Rangers free kick, get it away. Parker again. Impey. Frenetic pace about this, and some passion too. Sinton. Now David Bardsley. Spread wide for Dennis Bailey. Bailey down to Wilson. Nice layoff that. And now Bailey again. And Rangers get the corner.
That was a real let-off, wasn't it, for Paul Parker? There are certain situations when, as a defender, you do really have just got to clear your lines. Mike Phelan stripping off, so I just wonder if the worst news possible for Manchester United, Mark Hughes isn't coming back, and he's certainly not now.
Mike Phelan has come onto the pitch. We've seen the last of Mark Hughes, and this is real problems for Manchester United. How are they going to play this tactically? We'll let you know. Meanwhile, the corner taken by Sinton, one in the air by Pallister. Sinton again. Gets in the cross, and Bradley Allen, that was a smart volley on the turn.
A good little ball in near post, wasn't it, from Andy Sinton? Plays it into a lovely little area, and Steve Bruce is just a little bit slack on Bradley Allen. Couldn't quite control his volley.
Well, that was a bit like his brother. Andy Sinton with the ball through, and Bradley Allen with the volley.
I think tactically United, quite simply, and they have done, they'll move Brian McClair up front, and then Mike Phelan will occupy that central midfield role alongside Paul Ince.
Let's have some news from Nick Collins on Mark Hughes' injury.
Ian, I'm afraid that Mark Hughes has got a very badly gashed calf. It'll need 6 to 7 stitches, we've been told. The club doctor is going to try and do it now, but obviously that really is bad news for United. Ian.
Thanks a lot. Sharp trying to get in there, and the corner is conceded by Rangers. Once again, Pallister and Bruce looping forward from the back menacingly. Corner is not long again. Bruce wins it in the air. Ince is in there as well. Back in once again. And
There's
United,
a hand up there. There's definitely a hand went up in the box there, Ian.
United were certainly appealing for the handball. We'll take another look at that one. Meanwhile, Sharp. Wilson. There's Mike Phelan. And that bobbled as well before it reached Michael, but he coped with it admirably in the end.
I think we can have a quick look at this incident in the penalty area. As Steve Bruce goes in there, there's a couple of hands up there. Andy Sinton's is certainly up there, and certainly one of them got contact with it. You see Steve Bruce claiming it wasn't his. Ryan Giggs the same.
It's very difficult to see which hand touched it there, and I suppose the other question is, was it intentional anyway if it was Sinton? But you can argue about these things all night long. The fact is that nothing's been given.
I think the fact that it was a half-hearted appeal as well might have influenced the referee a little bit.
Well, we say it time and again, don't we? If the referee can't work it out instantaneously, we can't work it out either, even off a video replay. So it's a tough old decision. Tony Roberts put under some pressure there. And the manager's just about to keep it in. Ryan Giggs. And PFA Young Player of the Year last season, and in the season before it was the man who's about to take the corner, Lee Sharp. Away by McDonald, and then Peacock, but not very convincingly. Phelan. Just caught in possession there, but no great harm for United.
He was actually a little bit unhappy with Lee Sharp, Gary Pallister. He felt that Lee Sharp didn't really give him an angle when he received the ball, and that's why he had to delay on it. And I think tonight, any defender that does delay on the ball, with the strikers that are around just now, are really going to be put under tremendous pressure.
United, of course, have really been banging in the goals recently. 4 against Spurs, 5 against Coventry, 3 against Sheffield Wednesday. And that's been the difference really between early season. Defence has always been good. Queen's Park Rangers with the free kick to be taken by Clive Wilson, their player of the year last season. Well, they've spent plenty of time, 8 seasons in fact, at Manchester City. And Schmeichel gobbles that up for supper.
Made his mind up very early. Peter Schmeichel was coming for that.
Ince his ball, and Kanchelskis chasing. And Tony Roberts is an easy winner of that sprint. Offside.
It so often happens, though, Ian, in today's game. Anybody who chasing back passes like that, the amount of times it comes straight back to them. And Andrew Kanchelskis can't get out and caught offside.
Dennis Bailey to Sinton. Very little time indeed for Queen's Park Rangers to build anything in the middle of the field. Sinton here with a rampaging run through the middle, Ince going with him. Sinton's so dangerous in those positions, and he really has a good shot on him as well.
Oh, anything big there from Lee Sharp and Ryan Giggs really was clear.
There's Parker. Not a very convincing layoff. In the end, Steve Bruce made something of it. Had a little word with Parker afterwards.
Well, to say it's fast and furious is putting it mildly, isn't it? Any time a player puts his foot on the ball, he's asking for trouble at the moment.
Yeah, there's about 0.001 of a second to think when you're in possession at the moment. The place is an absolute sellout, by the way, tonight. It's all ticket. It'll be Queen's Park Rangers' biggest crowd of the season. The previous one was 21,000 and a few hundred when Liverpool came here. Great game that was as well, live on Sky Sports. Darren Peacock getting this one forward a little bit, hopefully, and away by Bruce. Parker and Bruce trying to clear it, but nobody really able to build any pattern at the moment to it, largely because of the pace. These two sides drew 0-0 back in September at Old Trafford. Indeed, United haven't beaten Queen's Park Rangers since Jerry Francis came to Loftus Road. Now Kanchelskis. Parker looking to pick up Giggs's run. United have another bite of it with Kanchelskis this time. And the Ukrainian winger looking to tease the Rangers defence. Parker in low. Good dummy there. Is this going to drop for a United player? No. Now here's Bailey with Ince for company. Barker. And Wilson wide to his fellow fullback Bardsley. Allen, nice little layoff to Bailey, and Bailey back to Allen. Back almost into the path of Holloway, and feeling it was who got it away.
That was a super little move though from Queen's Park Rangers. Some lovely passing and lovely movement involved in it.
And United just being stretched a little as Rangers look to switch the point of the attack constantly. Sinton, best little spell so far for Rangers. worth recording the fact, Andy, that this Manchester United side have had 11 clean sheets out of 23 so far this season.
Well, I think that's the reason they're up there, isn't it? It's not only scoring goals, but normally the teams that end up winning the Premier League have got either first, second or third in the defensive records as well. No team who concedes a lot of goals invariably goes on to win league championships.
And Alex Ferguson was saying to me this morning that he thinks that Gary Pallister is still improving all the time. Even at the age of 27.
Well, he had a lot on his shoulders at that price, 2.2 million, when he arrived at Manchester United. But he certainly stood up and been counted, hasn't he?
He certainly has. Record signing it was at the time. And Pallister it is with that header, which gives Rangers the throw. Here's Bardsley looking to feed Impey down that right-hand side. He got caught in possession by Phelan. Now Barker is giving this to Kanchelskis, and Giggs has got the pace to keep this in. Lovely turn from Giggs. This is dangerous from United. Giggs again, and oh, what a fantastic reflex save that was from Tony Roberts, from Darren Peacock's, well, near own goal.
I think you'll find he hits the crossbar. I don't think Tony Roberts gets anywhere near this. Hits him there, off the top of the bar, with Roberts completely beaten. What a let-off for Queen's Park Rangers.
I thought for a moment that the goalkeeper had got his hand to that. Apologies. United have the corner. Bruce gets it back in. Kept away by Wilson. Extraordinary let off that for Rangers. And Bailey turning well, and he's playing pretty well for a man who's had very little first-team action of late. Irwin getting in. Now Giggs. Irwin again.
He's got a zip about it this game, he really has.
Still this furious, frenetic pace about it. And here's Sharp getting onto his left foot. He can hit them from here. And into the net by Ince. Oh, what a goal that was. That was so clever from Ince. Nothing looked on until his bicycle kick. And United are ahead.
Because he's scored many. Two, I think, this year. His first one at Cracker in the local derby. And this one, all about improvisation. Great athleticism from Paul Ince. The ball's wickedly deflected. Look at his reaction there. And that's a quite wonderful finish.
Well, United are flying a bit at the moment. It was great work from Lee Sharp. Hit it across the face of the goal, and look at that from Ince for improvisation. Queen's Park Rangers 0, Manchester United 1. And are the Old Trafford club going back to the top this Monday night? Long way to go yet, of course. Well, Paul Ince has had a fabulous season for Manchester United. And he puts a lot of it down, you know, Andy, to being a father now. He's got a little son who's a year old, and he said it's made him a lot more mellow and mature a player.
Well, he's certainly that. That's for sure, he's certainly that. But what it was a wonderful move that led up to it. The way they passed the ball from, I think they had it left back area and worked it all the way across the field to Lee Sharp on the right here.
Well, Paul Ince will be very, very pleased with that one. He doesn't get many goals, as Andy was saying. Quite right, Andy, second of the season. But that's one for the treasure chest, that. What can Rangers do about it? Now Wilson. Skipper MacDonald. Forward towards Bradley Allen, who's not being given much of a look in so far by Bruce and Pallister.
Well, if the ball's been delivered from the centre-backs, though, it's got to be delivered into an area that does give the front men a chance, because they've got two real competitors in the air, and Pallister and Bruce, if anything's high. Big
test this of Queen's Park Rangers' wit and invention in the face of this miserly United defence. Sharp again, having a good match. Yesterday the Aston Villa fans were chanting, "Are you watching Manchester?" Now it's the United fans who are chanting, "Are you watching Villa?" Sinton, lovely positive run from him. Bradley Allen. Here's the cross, aimed towards Impey, but Phelan is there for United. Another good game this at Loftus Road. You don't get very many bad ones. Impey. Good run from him, and miscued by Steve Bruce. What about that from Peter Schmeichel?
Well, they get more and more brave at these goalkeepers and taking chances. I mean, there's no way this is a deliberate pass to Peter Schmeichel, but he's not taking any chances, is he?
It's the sort of thing you usually see in Roy of the Rovers and nowhere else, that. Rangers have the corner. And up goes Pallister again. How many aerial challenges has he won this season? Irwin gets it away this time, but only to Sinton. Parker beats his old mate. Wilson, hit long. Impey, Parker, Bailey. And crossed in towards Impey, who had a fair chance there. And he doesn't get enough goals, Andrew Impey. He'd be the first to admit it. That was a good chance, Andy.
I think Steve Bruce reacts to a shout from his goalkeeper. Looks to be claiming it, runs out the way, and allows Andy Impey a free header. I can only assume that Steve Bruce was reacting to a call from Peter Schmeichel. Otherwise, a man of his experience wouldn't be ducking under the ball.
To be fair to Andrew Impey, it wasn't that easy. It was on the stretch.
I hate to say it, but I think that Les Ferdinand might have completed it a little bit better than Andy Impey there.
Giggs is away here. This could be two. It is. Ryan Giggs and Manchester United are in the box seat in a big way here now.
What coolness and composure from the young man here. This one's just route one, isn't it? But when you've got the pace of Ryan Giggs, you've always got a chance beyond central defenders, and he finishes it beautifully. Darren Peacock gets sucked forward first of all. He spins on him immediately, Giggs. That gives him the space he needs, and he's finished emphatic.
Fourth goal of the season for 19-year-old Ryan Giggs. And often supporters think that those chances are very easy, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Often they're anything but that if you're the fellow who has to put the ball in the back of the net, and Giggs took that with some aplomb.
You have a decision there, I think, in that situation, whether you use power or whether you use finesse. I mean, there's someone so young, you invariably find at times that they adopt the powerful. But there, Giggs showing the quality he's got.
Problems really mounting up here for Queen's Park Rangers. Already denuded by injuries and clearly missing the cool midfield Marshall, Ray Wilkins. That's not too clever from Pallister for once. But he redeems his error. Now McClare. Konchauskis and Wilson. They were heading, I thought, for a clattering collision, but Konchauskis just got there first. It took the deflection off the Rangers defender. Here's Parker. That's good play by Bardsley. David Bardsley, one of several Queen's Park Rangers players who's been the subject of transfer speculation this season. And Jerry Francis has made it clear that if Rangers start selling their best players, he's off. Impey here. Still in play, Bardsley. Parker just caught in possession there, but Rangers still have it.
They really are working tremendously hard, Manchester United, when they haven't got the ball. Players all over the pitch, putting Queen's Park Rangers players under pressure.
Wilson. Long. Bailey is in there. So too's Pallister, though. And United can counter here quickly again. Sharks clear on the far side. Instead, they elect Kanchelskis on the right. He gets in the cross shot. Not a bad idea from Kanchelskis, low and hard, and somebody running towards the near post might have got a touch too, Andy.
Good positive run from Andre Kanchelskis. Just chokes the shot a little bit by hitting it into the ground, and it just took a little bit of pace off it. But who's in there again? Collins. Really taking over the Brian McClair mantle. In recent weeks, when McClair's been the one who's been forcing the play in the box, Collins has been mainly the one that's held in the midfield area. McClair up front now, Collins has said, if there's somebody going to be in the box, I'm making sure it's me.
McDonald back to Wilson. And here's Peacock. Taking in McClair there, and dicing with death a bit, but he got away with it, give him credit. Holloway, McPhelan covering. That's not a very good clearance from Peter Schmeichel.
Oh, what are you on about? Straight to centre-back.
That's exactly what he meant, of course, wasn't it? They work on that in training, don't they, Andy? Now then, United and Bruce getting this one away. Villa cracked in 5 yesterday and put on a champagne performance, and United have got 2 already here tonight, despite losing Mark Hughes earlier on. Coming up to the 35-minute mark.
When you mentioned earlier that Jerry Francis hoped that his wide men would provide the key to unlock this Manchester United defence, but apart from one run from Andy Impey, we really haven't been able to get the ball to both Impey and Andy Sinton.
Yeah, the supply lines have been cut, haven't they, basically? Jerry Francis must be a pretty worried man. And now needs to get 3 goals to win this against the best defence in the Premier League. This is a good run from Barker. And Sinton, oh, nearly fell for him. It still does, and it takes a deflection, and Schmeichel does well.
Good goalkeeping. Kept his eye on the ball there, and he had to. A good little run from Anderson, good little move, creates the opening by dragging it wide. Deflects off Paul Parker, but good goalkeeping from the big man.
No let up in the pace. Bruce. And collision between Peacock and Giggs.
Well, that's what you mean. If you're playing little men up front like Ryan Giggs, Steve Bruce just delivered the ball that really gave Giggs every chance to win it and compete against a guy who's probably 5 or 6 inches taller than him.
So Bruce with the free kick for Manchester United. United with a lot of men forward again, including Pallister on the far post. And it's he who closes in on it, but there's a push by Pallister, and Rangers get the free kick.
We're just going to have a quick look at both of these goals from in the net there, but just look at the way he adjusts himself, Collins. People will say that's a little bit of luck involved, but I think it's a great goal. And here, cool as you like from Ryan Giggs. And that a real crucial score.
Well, the question keeps getting asked. Might this be United's year for the first time since '67? A lot of football to be played yet. Here's some of it with Wilson with the cross. Pallister wins yet another ball in the air.
And many people were thinking that last year, Ian, and they were wrong. It might have been Manchester United's year, and I'm sure Alex Ferguson will be using that as a weapon to drive his players onto the title.
Here's McDonald. Bailey. He had Bradley Allen out wide right, but couldn't find him through the thicket of red shirts. Oh, and Parker's hurt there. Parker's hurt. Well, something's gone there by the look of it. Let's hope that isn't as serious as it looked.
Andy Sinton really does launch himself at Paul Parker here. Parker, for me, was always favourite to the ball. Plays it there, and then he goes, launches himself right onto the right thigh of Paul Parker. It's no surprise that the Manchester United players are very furious about this. Then he launches him, nowhere near the ball there.
Ooh, you could feel that from up here, and the studs landing there right on the inside of his thigh. And I think on the far side there's a bit of verbals going on there between the rival managers, Alex Ferguson and Jerry Francis. The policeman in there as well. And order happily quickly restored. The linesman having something to say as well on that far side. Well, while Paul Parker is getting some treatment, Jerry Francis is having plenty to say over there.
I think what he's saying is get him in the box. I think he's looking to get, and that's exactly what he's doing. But I think when you see the tackle as often as we have there, he's every right to be furious about it, Alex Ferguson. Really looked a nasty one.
Oh, here's Rangers. That ball is kept in. United under a bit of pressure here at the end of the first half. Rangers badly needing to get a goal before the break.
Well, I said it felt like a cup tie right at the beginning of the game, and it's certainly carried on in that vein, hasn't it?
Giggs to McLeod. He's still got it too, but this time Bardsley gets there. Bruce, United with 10 men in the Rangers half at the moment. And through to Tony Roberts. A reminder of the big football coming up on Sky tomorrow. Cardiff City and Swansea in the Orderglass Trophy. A Welsh derby with plenty of fervour, live. Then on Wednesday, we'll have Bristol Rovers and Aston Villa coming up in the FA Cup. And on Saturday, live from the Premier League with a 5 o'clock kickoff, it'll be Coventry City and Oldham. Those games coming up on Sky Sports. Meanwhile, live at Loftus Road tonight, Manchester United 2-0 to the good.
I can't believe that the pace of the game is going to continue in the second half. It really has been quite unbelievable. They'll certainly be glad of the break, won't they?
It's some run that Manchester United are having at the moment, unbeaten since they lost at Aston Villa on November the 7th. Here's Sinton trying to retrieve something before the break for Rangers. Eats in very, very quickly on him.
Great play from Colin. He was the first to react and he quickly taken free kick.
His confidence so high now that he's an England player as well. Wilson. Allen let it run, but United get it away again. Giving away to Wilson. Allen caught late by Ince by the look of it. Yeah, that was a free kick, all right.
Good skill from Badr Allen, quick feet. It's what he's got. It's very, very quick. Tight little situations, and that's what throws him. Look at the way they move the ball very quickly, and Paul Ince just caught out there.
So what can Rangers conjure up here? Clive Wilson with the free kick. Schmeichel like a giant off his line.
It's a piece of cake, that, for the big man. It really is. Far too much height in it, far too near a goalkeeper of his quality. He'll come for them all day.
Chaskis with the speculative knock-on. It wasn't a bad one either, with Lee Sharp breaking through the middle. Here's Ian Holloway. It's a good nod on to Bradley Allen. And Bradley Allen with a chance here, and Schmeichel with his legs, and a second chance for Allen. And didn't he do that well? 2-1.
Well, they needed a goal, didn't they, before half-time, and Bradley Allen's given them that lifeline. The slip from Paul Parker was crucial.
Well, the predatory instincts of the Allen family. 10 years the younger brother of Clive.
Yeah, you see the slip from Paul Parker. Schmeichel thinks he saved it, but wasn't that very bright and very cool from another youngster on the pitch?
Really quick thinking from Bradley Allen. Now, here's Ince. That could sting United a bit. They look for the instant response. Kanchelskis closing in on this one with the header. I think they're too tight.
Well, I think you've been kind, Ian. I think someone with better aerial ability there could have dealt better with that ball.
Oh, you daren't blink here at the moment. Parker. This is really set up brilliantly, certainly for us neutral observers. Sinton. Long towards Impey, who gets there. Allen. Down to Paul Parker, and happily he's all right again. He's had his fair share of injury problems since his move, £2 million move indeed, to Old Trafford.
Won't be happy though. Alex Ferguson, his team had gone in at 2-0 at half-time. You really do feel there would have been a mountain to climb for Queen's Park Rangers. 2 minutes before the interval, a slip from Parker. The Queen's Park Rangers have suddenly got the bit between their teeth. They can sense a real comeback here.
Really was a very, very well taken goal by Bradley Allen as well to put Rangers back in business here. Now, here's Wilson. Not long, Bardsley's in there, and Impey!
Well, Davis Bardsley got forward to use his height at the back post. And again, I'm not so sure whether Andy Impey could have done better here. The ball's knocked down and Impey Pallister go for it. Impey certainly gets there first.
Horrible bounce for him there, wasn't it, Andy?
It was nasty. It was a nasty height, Ian, and that's probably what made it difficult for Andy Impey. But in that situation we're talking about, he opted to try and put power into the shot. And perhaps a mind of a Ryan Giggs there might just have been able to have lofted it into the far corner. But that's easy for me to say up here.
Kanchelskis. United very positive. Kanchelskis on the left foot, takes a deflection, and Roberts in the end, I think, was glad it did.
It certainly helped him, the deflection. Not so sure whether they're beating the dive of Tony Roberts, but the deflection just drifted it into his body.
Well, this game at the moment gets better and better. Sinton. Wide to Bardsley. Angled. Impey in there as well. Holloway, typically tenacious, winning it back. Allen looking for the deft turn. Pallister had read it. United, at the moment, just being asked one or two questions.
I don't think we should have half-time. It'd be a shame. It's been such a fabulous first half. We should just scrap it and just carry on in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes it's a pity. You do feel like that, don't you, sometimes? But I don't think they're going to change the rules for us, Andy. Andrew Impey, who's had a couple of little chances, neither of them easy. But on another night, I suppose he might have got two. And here's Impey again. He's getting plenty of the ball now. Three United players around him. Here's Perry closing in, but the cross had the wrong angle on it.
Nasty little bobble it took for Andy Impey there. Just as he opted to cross, it just sat up nastily for him.
Queen's Park Rangers 1, Manchester United 2, in a game which is living up to expectations at Loftus Road.
What a difference for Terry Francis, his team top. He's thinking it 2-0 down. How do I lift my players? How can I make them believe they're in this game still? Now suddenly he can go in and his players are buoyant. They're back in the game.
And Queen's Park Rangers, too, are the kind of side who are always happiest when they're attacking and being positive rather than sitting back on things, and they'll certainly have to be attacking and positive. There's still work to do for them here. Major work. Wilson eventually gets it away. And there goes the whistle to end a first half which was excellent value for money. It really was. Paul Ince with that bicycle kick goal, a marvellous little piece of improvisation from him to put United ahead. Ryan Giggs' cool finish one-on-one with the keeper to make it 2-0, and then Bradley Allen, sharp finish from him too. QPR 1, Manchester United 2, with a great second half to come, and at half-time, analysis from two of the biggest...
Commentators Andy Gray and Ian Dark.
Thanks a lot, Richard, and Kenny Dalglish and George Best for your half-time comments. Perfect night here, and a cracking match between Queen's Park Rangers and Manchester United. It really is. United are 2-1 up here. No substitutions at half-time. And settle back and enjoy what should be a very good second half here as Queen's Park Rangers try to chase this match. United get us underway in their red shirts, attacking now the goal to your left. United on this really splendid run, which has included wins over Coventry, Spurs, Oldham, Manchester City, Norwich and Arsenal, and draws with Sheffield Wednesday and Chelsea. The good news for United, by the way, is that Dion Dublin will also be available within the next month or so. He should be training again next week, Alex Ferguson says. Here's McClare, knocking this on for Giggs, trying to find Sharp, but Bardsley was there. Ince gets it forward, the offside flag is up, gives us a chance to get some news from Nick Collins.
Well, just very quickly, Ian, the referee John Martin called both managers into his room. Jerry Francis first, then Alex Ferguson. They were in there several minutes when they emerged. The argument between them was still going on, one has to say. It was all designed to calm things down, although it didn't work 100%.
Thanks a lot, Nick. That argument over the challenge by Andy Sinton on Paul Parker in the first half.
And I think a little measure of the importance that both those men are putting on this game tonight.
This Rangers in 6th place and Manchester United 3rd at the start of play. And just to remind you, United will go back to the top if they hold on to the win here. Parker. McClare is in there. And Roberts handles it easily enough in the end. Who's now an England international, of course. Bailey does well. Ince chesting this one down, but Rangers have it back again with Barker. Out to Andy Sinton. And he can hit them with the right foot from this kind of range. And Schmeichel shouting at his defence there to try and close Sinton down.
Well, he comes inside Andrei Kanchelskis, and Paul Parker just stands off. You do feel that Paul had to put him under a little bit more pressure there, not allow the shot.
Well, you remember that Andy Sinton scored that absolute cracker on the opening day of our Monday Night Football against Manchester City. Got a hat-trick recently too against Everton. Impey, and Pallistro's across. That's good scurrying from Barker. Now Impey. Rangers buoyed up by Jerry Francis, half-time team talk, no doubt. Coming out searching for an early equaliser.
Well, neither manager would have had much time for a team talk, according to Nick Collins.
Kanchelskis here is goal side of Wilson. And he's put it away in emphatic fashion. Andrei Kanchelskis marks his return to the United starting lineup with a superb goal, his second of the season. The other was against Leeds, and that was a great finish.
Well, there have been 4 now. Fabulous finishes to moves. And this was a magnificent ball, first and foremost. Look at the way it's threaded into the space for Kanchelskis. But it's his finish that's so impressive. Across Roberts, into the far corner. Absolute textbook. Watch this. too many players within the near post area. Not Chelsea. Across it goes. That's always going to be a goal there.
Well, we've seen some really wonderful finishes here tonight. Andrei Kanchelskis, the 23-year-old Ukrainian, is the man currently in the news at Loftus Road. He's looked sharp as well tonight. See who heads it on towards Giggs. Now Bailey. Rangers with a 2-goal deficit once again. And they find another response. Here's the workaholic Holloway. Bardsley whipped in low, but Leicester was covering on the near post. Holloway again. Now Barker. Sinton. Barker's ball is not quite what he had in mind, I think. There's Mark Hughes. Well, it looked bad for United when he had to go off early on, but United have come up with 3 goals in his absence. He's got 6 or 7 stitches, we understand, in that leg injury.
It's another late tackle on the far side there on Paul Parker again. I think John Martin may take some sterner action this time, Ian. Simon Barker, I think, is the culprit.
Parker. Let's just have a look what happened here, Andy.
See, the ball's cleared, and there you see the foot spin. He goes in to clear the ball, but it's one of those that's real difficult, you know, to judge. I've seen those happen many times. It's his follow-through after he's cleared the ball, Paul Parker, that catches the soul of the incoming player, and it is real painful.
I'll tell you something, Andy. If Paul Parker's back among friends at Loftus Road tonight, he'd hate to meet enemies, wouldn't he? I don't think that Alex Ferguson is too impressed. And Jerry Francis, who was in that little contretemps with the rival manager in the first half. Poor old Paul Parker. It has not been the happiest of returns personally for him.
I mean, look at the ball from Sharp there. It's absolutely perfect for him. But it's here, it's 2 touches is important. First one sets it up on his right foot. And the second one, we always try and tell young players, that type of angle, go across the goalkeeper. What a ball from Lee Sharp.
Andrei Kanchelskis with the emphatic finish. I must say Lee Sharp has taken the eye tonight. And he was saying that when he caught the viral meningitis, first of all, he thought his number was up. It can be potentially fatal. Luckily, he had a milder strain of it. And it's good to see him back in action. Not that Queen's Park Rangers are currently thinking that. Sinton trying to find a way through. Irwin finding a substitute, Phelan. Untouched football from United. Ball gets a little bit tight. Leicester. Dennis Bailey must feel he needs a step ladder to get into some of those aerial challenges with big Gary Pallister. Here's Clive Wilson. United 3-1 up. And set, it would seem, to go back to the top of the Premier Division. But are there more twists and turns in this plot yet to come?
What Queen's Park Rangers have got to guard against is over-committing themselves forward, Ian. And I mean, if they do that, then with United having the pace of Giggs and Kanchelskis in particular, they really could be punished. But there'll come a time, if it stays like this, when they have to gamble on losing more goals to get back in the game.
Now, Queen's Park Rangers have a corner. Peacock is forward. So too is McDonald on the near post. Neither of them get there. Giggs, United on the counter with McLeod. Giggs breaking down the middle. Kanchelskis wide on the right. Sharps making a move in the middle. And Bardsley with a very, very well-timed challenge.
Well, that's exactly the situation I was talking about. They're defending, but they break very, very quickly, using Kanchelskis' pace.
Well, Kanchelskis making another break down the right-hand side, and Bardsley's challenge was perfection. David Bardsley, the two clubs eyeing him. And Rangers saying no deal. There's Barker, who's been in and out of the Rangers side this season. But with Ray Wilkins out, he'll certainly be a fixture, one would imagine, for the next couple of months, even though he's on the transfer list. Now here's Giggs for United. And Sharps cross, and Roberts out very quickly.
Oh, he is tremendous when he's delivering balls from wide. He's sharp. And that, again, was bent into the perfect area.
Now, here is Bardsley. McClare. Now, here's Kanchelskis. Wilson. Sinton. Now, what can Wilson come up with this time? Cross towards Bailey, but Pallister is the king of everything when the ball is off the ground. And the challenge between Ince and Sinton. Rangers take the free kick quickly. Allen with the 1-2 with Sinton, and Ince getting it away. Now here is Bardsley. McDonald is there, dropping down for Bradley Allen, but the flag had gone up.
I think the whistle gone for a foul. Alan McDonald on big Gary Pallister. They're the two big men clashing. And the referee judging that Alan McDonald was an illegal challenge. I'm not so sure there was an awful lot in that, Ian, seeing it for the second time. Perhaps Alan McDonald a little harshly done by there. The difficulty they've got, Queen's Park Rangers, in many ways as well, is when they get the ball 35, 40 yards from goal. More often than not, Manchester United have 11 men, even in that small area between the ball and their own goal.
Here's Lee Sharp again for United. Giggs. Nicely into McClare, and Wilson with the important foot in.
Oh, this is a vital challenge as well. It's a great take from Brian McClare. And Clive Wilson's just tucked in far enough to make the challenge.
Andrew Impey. Chance to run Dennis Irwin, which he does. Irwin is across very well. Getting good goal-scoring form as well this season, Dennis Irwin, as well as defending the Republic of Ireland international, who was once given a free transfer by Leeds United, which is a bit hard to credit these days. Here's Impey's corner. Peacock trying to reach it. And United stoutly defending their 3-1 lead.
Tell you what, there was another hand flying about in there as that corner come over.
Wilson. Rangers pushing forward. If they were to get another goal, this really could be quite something. And it hasn't been half bad, has it, already? Look at this from McClare. Support arriving. He looks up, he tries to find Sharp. Now Giggs. Might still be something for United. It's still Ryan Giggs. Phelan looking for the flick on. And Rangers just can't get it away. Ince was looking for something very spectacular. Now here's Impey. Rangers, who've only lost here twice this season, against Liverpool and against Crystal Palace. And Sinton will be disappointed about that.
That was a great tackle from Big Alan McDonald there as United broke and exposed him again. Brian McClair did ever so well to hold it up and just drift it into Lee Sharp's path, but McDonald was timely with his tackle, and it was so important.
Steve Bruce. You just wonder whether that third goal by Kanchelskis might have been a killer as far as Queen's Park Rangers were concerned.
I don't see many heads drop though. Ian, in all fairness to Queen's Park Rangers, they still seem to me as if they believe they can get back in that, and they're certainly still playing with a pace about their game.
Pallister was doing a spot of pushing on Bradley Allen. Pallister named as the PFA Player of the Year last season. Bardsley's free kick. Again, it's won by Pallister. Impey. Peacock is trying to close in on it, and Parker did well there to get his body between the ball and Peacock. Here's Sinton's corner for Rangers. Schmeichel has not got there, but Bruce did. Holloway's cross. Irwin's clearance. Back in by Bardsley. United penned in their own half for the moment. There's Holloway. And an offside flag had gone up on the right-hand side.
You can see the difficulty, can't you? I think United are quite happy to absorb pressure. They really have great belief in their defensive ability. It's a very, very close decision, but Big Alan McDonald, I think, probably fractionally offside. I don't know what he's doing up there, the big man.
There's the offside count, only 2 apiece. And from this observer's point of view, that's good to see. Certainly makes for flowing entertainment. Sharp. Curving cross, Kanchelskis was trying to get there ahead of McDonald, but the Rangers keeper was always going to be the winner there.
I just wonder if Jerry Francis has got in his mind thinking about using big Gary Thompson. Certainly as the second half goes on and they don't manage the breakthrough, if they then are forced to knock more longer balls, then certainly the physical presence of Gary Thompson, who we all know is very, very good in the air, that certainly might pose Manchester United central defenders a bit more of a problem.
Here's Holloway, who's been suffering from food poisoning and lost 11 pounds last week. Fit now, Bailey. Allen. They can't get it out to Sinton because Ince is there.
He's everywhere. He really has been everywhere tonight, Paul Ince. Wherever the ball's been, whenever a defender has looked like he might be in difficulty, up popped Paul Ince to help him out.
You'd certainly like a pound for every yard he's covered, wouldn't you? In fact, there's one punter in air who stands to win £65,000 if United win, and imagine what he must be going through at the moment. It's looking good for him. And if you are watching, sir, good luck to you. Rangers have other ideas, though, to deny you of your money. Phelan. Peacock hits this long. Comfortable catching practice for Schmeichel, who's got a great long throw, and look at that! Just look at that for McClair. He threw it 3/4 of the length of the pitch there, Peter Schmeichel. It really was quite astonishing.
Don't sound so surprised, he does it often, Ian, I tell you.
Well, the Rangers Stadium is a bit smaller than most, but he almost set up a goal with the throw directly. Phelan, bringing that out wide, and he's taken a knock.
It's the one thing that teams are warned about, you know, when you play United, is when the goalkeeper does take crosses and things like that, be very aware, because he's so bright. And as soon as he picks it up, he's looking as far forward as he can to see if his team have got a 1-against-1 or a 2-against-2 situation.
We saw him in the dressing rooms beforehand, and he's an absolute giant of a man, isn't he? 6'4" and 14 stone. A very imposing figure. Pallister. And it is a Rangers throw. United fans behind that goal claiming that went out of play. Linesman didn't agree. Now Wilson. There's no doubt about it. Queen's Park Rangers have certainly missed the power and pace and the aerial threat of Les Ferdinand tonight, and what side wouldn't with the form he's been in this season? And don't forget too, Ray Wilkins out, and Gary Penrice, who'd scored, I think it's 7 goals in the last 10 games, so that was a loss too for Rangers. They are having to take on United with depleted forces, but remember too, United without Mark Hughes and Eric Cantona. There is Ray Wilkins. He's on crutches at the moment, and we wish him the speediest of recoveries. Real freak accident outside the team hotel in Middlesbrough. Sharp. Does well to keep that in. Impey. That's not the best ball from McDonald. Ince. Oh, Peacock there nearly fell over and let McClare in behind him, but Wilson was first to react. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Manchester United 3. Kanchelskis, the 1-2 with McClare, didn't quite come off.
Beginning to look comfortable at the back now, Manchester United, Ian. You really do feel that something's got to happen for Rangers very shortly.
It looked like a push by Pallister and was on Andrew Impey. It'll give Queen's Park Rangers an inviting-looking free kick.
It's unnecessary, I feel that. It's always annoying, and Alex Ferguson will be particularly annoyed. Andy Impey isn't going anywhere. It's a difficult ball to control, and really the defender just needs to hold him up there and not be giving away needless free kicks and added pressure.
Bardsley's free kick. Pallister has won absolutely everything in the air. Wilson getting away with that. Manchester United once again with terrific support here tonight. We have, I think, 4,500 fans in Scandinavia alone, more than most clubs in the some of the lower divisions have altogether. Here's Rangers with Allen. It's worth the try. He didn't get hold of it, though.
No, it's one of them. If your luck's in, it flies into the top corner. It wasn't to be for Bradley Allen there.
Offside, Dennis Bailey. "22 minutes remaining. We are halfway through the second half here. And Manchester United, at the moment, looking commanding. Alex Ferguson off his feet there and still looking to make little tactical amendments and keep United's concentration going.
What he's trying to do, sorry, and what he's trying to do there, he wants the two front men to play wider apart. I would suggest he wants McClare and Giggs to play sort of almost by the fullbacks, I would imagine, just inside either fullback.
Pallister. Giggs is making a run for him down the right. There he is. Now Kanchelskis. Giggs again. Typically jinking run from him. Ince had got into the penalty area. Impey plays it wide for Bardsley's overlapping run. That really is meat and drink for that United defence. Rangers will have to come up with something a wee bit more inventive. They're certainly capable of it at the top of their form.
It's funny, but when you're chasing a game the way they are, a lot of players then just start to get a little bit anxious in and knock those long balls. And that's what I do feel that somebody like a Gary Thompson, who they've got there on the side, just might be worth throwing him on for 20 minutes and saying, if we're going to knock crosses and long balls, then let's take a chance. There's certainly some movement in the dugout there, isn't there?
You're telepathic, Andy Gray. They're hearing you, I think.
That is Gary, yeah. Gary Thompson.
Well, Gary Thompson, Jerry Francis did consider playing him, but he felt that with Gary Pallister's aerial ability, it wasn't really a lot of hope, just pumping long, high balls towards
Well, they're gambling,
Thompson.
they really are gambling, because they're taking Darren Peacock off. So a centre-back's going off and a striker's coming on.
So Rangers take off a defender to put on the extra forward, 33-year-old Gary Thompson, who really has been around. First made his impression with Coventry back in the late 70s, and it's been a long old road. West Brom, Sheffield Wednesday, Aston Villa, and a few other stops in between as well. Doesn't get very many opportunities. But Rangers clearly feel they need to provide some sort of threat to Pallister.
What they might be doing is trying to free Andy Sinton a little bit more to get involved in a sort of free roll. Looks like they've gone three at the back. The two midfield players have stayed in the centre. Dennis Bailey, it looks like they've asked to play wide left, and I would imagine they're going to try and get Andy Sinton free and get him the ball.
Andy Sinton, who's produced any number of typically darting runs tonight, but has never really managed to unlock that Manchester United defence. And these days, so few teams do. Although Sheffield Wednesday did crack three past them on Boxing Day. United preserving their unbeaten record, coming from 3-0 down on that occasion. Now Bruce to Giggs. Look at this. Oh. This young man is a star. Lovely to see that kind of thing, isn't it?
With such confidence, the youngster, isn't he? Great belief in his own ability. That's so important in football.
Here he is again. That's not a bad ball aimed towards Ince. Good covering from Rangers, though. Now Sinton. Here's Thompson looking for his first touch, but he's denied it by Parker. And Thompson wins the ball back with that challenge.
Well, that's typical of Gary Thompson. The one thing he will do in the short time on, I'm sure, he'll let the defenders know he's around.
Sinton, Thompson. Sinton again. They still have it. Holloway. Lots of blue and white hoops in the middle. Thompson going up in his first challenge with Pallister, but once again Mount Everest alias Gary Pallister is the winner. This time it's Bruce who wins it. Now Ince. Giggs is out wide. McClare's on the left. It's Giggs he chooses. Sharp and McClare and Ince all in there, and that took a deflection on the way for a corner.
What they're always going to be vulnerable to now, isn't it? As we approach the final part of the game, is this break and the pace of Giggs. You do feel he was always going to cut in on his favoured left foot here. It just sits up a little bit and takes the deflection of a Clive Wilson.
United's corner. Sharp to take. Here's Steve Bruce. He's got away. He brings it down as well. That was cool. Kanchelskis. Is he going to find another firecracker? Bruce again. United just considering their options. And Bruce was fouled.
Went an amazing there, didn't he, Steve Bruce? He's thinking to himself, what am I doing in the right wing? Get in the middle there.
He's many things, Steve Bruce, but a right winger, I think, is not one of them. But he got United the free kick. Kanchelskis. Here is Bailey. Easy for Irwin. And Rangers are not going to get back into this with balls like that.
A little bit of desperation creeping in as well, you sense, from Queen's Park Rangers. Look so confident, Manchester United, really do.
Sharp. That's good from him. There's a lot of flair in the side as well, isn't there?
Well, there's a lot of flair, and if you ally that with the strength and defence that they've got, Ian, then you can understand why they're such a threat this year. Plus the fact that all these so-called players that Manchester United have got, they don't have to work hard for the rest of the side when they haven't got the ball.
I must say the blend does look good. Having said that, so did Villa's yesterday. They meet, by the way, on March the 14th at Old Trafford. It'll be on Sky Sports. Don't worry about that. Here's Bruce with the header. Falls back to him again, does it? No, not quite, because Thompson was back there. Away. And now here's Bartley. And now the chant from the travelling Manchester United fans is United top of the league, which they certainly will be if they hold on to this. Irwin was looking for the early ball. Giggs was far post, but not quite.
I think what's so good about this performance at the moment from United is even at 3-1 approaching, coming up to the last 10 minutes, they still want to go forward, looking for more goals.
Let's have a look at some of the football coming up on Sky Sports. Tomorrow, Cardiff against Swansea in the Autoglass Trophy. That's a very important game down in South Wales, I can tell you. Bristol Rovers v Villa in the FA Cup. Big Mal and Big Ron, of course, revisited. And Coventry and Oldham in the Premier League live this Saturday at 5 o'clock. Unusual time. Make a date for that. 5 p.m. for Coventry and Oldham. Offside. And it was Bradley Allen who was offside, and I think he's in a bit of trouble.
He's certainly offside, but whether he's trying to gain any advantage or whether he's actually interfering with play, he's been sat like that for about the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's an anxious look at his watch for Jerry Francis, and understandably so. But I suppose a lot happier Alex Ferguson.
Well, 6 managers since Sir Matt Busby have tried to bring the title to Old Trafford. Wolf McGuinness, Frank O'Farrell, Tommy Docherty, Dave Sexton, Ron Atkinson, and now Alex Ferguson as number 6. Will he be the one who is successful? Bradley Allen there. Oh, what's the matter with him here, I wonder? Let's have a look, Andy.
I mean, the way he stretches there with his right leg. Not so sure whether he's just got a little bit of cramp in that. It looked like that, they were stretching it. It looked like the physiotherapist was just stretching his calves out a little bit there. But he certainly had to work very hard tonight, Bradley Allen.
Well, happily he's all right again. Remember last year it was Queen's Park Rangers who posed the first question marks about United's title challenge with that 4-1 win at Old Trafford. So I think victory for United tonight, if they do hold on to it, would be that little bit extra sweet for them, because they keep on being reminded about that particular game. think, to be fair, it was that fixture pile-up they had at the end that was more the problem for them. 4 games in 9 days and only 1 point from it. Not to mention the form of Leeds United, of course.
Well, if you're going to be successful, Ian, you also have to cope with that sort of pressures. All the sides that have been over the years have been able to cope with playing with 4 games, 5 games, whatever, in short spaces of time. That's what's made them the successful sides.
And it's been an interesting test of United tonight, without Cantona, without Hughes, and the men who've come in have done well for them, and this is one of them, Kanchelskis. Giggs is in the middle, he's going on his own with the left foot this time.
He's looked vulnerable tonight, Clive Wilson, whenever anyone has cut in on the inside and taken him on his right side. He's also obviously happier, Clive Wilson, when people are taking him on the outside and he's left. But anyone who's cut in tonight has earned himself a little bit of space. Because Chelsea's can't just keep the shot down.
Doesn't look half a bad player for a reserve, does he?
And I think that's the thing that the rest of the Premier League are acknowledging, is that he really has, Alex Ferguson, got a real strong squad. You know, how comfortable must it be for him to lose one of his strikers and then just be able to put in someone like Ryan Giggs? I mean, what a threat he poses to opposing back fours.
Bardsley playing this long. At the moment, Queen's Park Rangers not providing much of a threat to United's 2-goal cushion. Knocked on by Thompson, then Bailey to Impey. This is more promising for Queen's Park Rangers. Bradley Allen trying to reach it, drops for Sinton. Danger here. Thompson trying to get there with the head. Now Impey. Holloway's low ball is not the right one because it's easy in the end for Steve Bruce. Keep going on about Manchester United never winning the championship in the last quarter of a century, but they have finished in the top 4 for 6 of the last 10 seasons. That is pretty consistent, and no less, mind you, than their faithful would expect, given the size and prestige of the club.
What the faithful expect, Ian, is a championship sitting at Old Trafford.
Will they get it this time? Collins doesn't succeed there, but he's succeeded in most other things he's tried tonight, including one spectacular goal, which, as Richard Keys so rightly said at half-time, had a shade of the Dennis Law about it. McClare. Now Kanchelskis. Parker's making an overlapping run. Bruce opts for the safety route. There's the Ukrainian Kanchelskis again. Bruce, only to Sinton for Rangers. Bailey. Allen. And too tight. Sharp had read it.
That's what I mean. That's a little example, Ian, of the work that the so-called quality players, or flair players, put in this side. Late on in the game, strolling 3-1 up, 5 minutes to go, and Sharp was back there in his own box, helping his defenders.
But once Pallister doesn't win it in the air, but Irwin was behind him. Dennis Irwin, who has the distinction of appearing in 3 successive League Cup finals for Oldham and Manchester United. Now Bardsley. Thompson out now to Sinton. No room for the cross. At the moment, every avenue is a cul-de-sac for Queen's Park Rangers. That's a nice ball for Kanchelskis, who uses his pace again. McClare arriving on the far post, and here's Giggs on the near post.
Well, I thought he was just going to pull the trigger there, Ryan Giggs, as Andre Kanchelskis rolled it across the box to him. See it here, he slides it across. I thought he's just going to pull the trigger. Decides to take it wide, and it just closes out on him.
Well, there's been a lot of style about United's performance tonight. They have a corner now. Pallister with the dummy. That's another corner. It's beginning to look like a happy trip back up the M1 and the M6 for Manchester United tonight. Here's Steve Bruce, beaten in the air by big Gary Thompson.
Well, I'll be quite happy to see this, Alex Ferguson. 2 or 3 corners the last 5 minutes, keeps the ball well away from United's goal. And they'll just take as much time up here as they possibly can.
Some of the jockeying for position that goes on in any Premier Division game with the corner. It arrives here. Bruce is there with the header, and knocked in by Giggs, is it?
Free kick against Steve Bruce on Gary Thompson. John Martin was very quick on the whistle there. I think he felt that Steve Bruce uses an arm here. So watch the corner come over. Just watch Steve Bruce here. Just leans on Gary Thompson slightly. What a great save though from a goalkeeper. He wouldn't have known a free kick had been given.
I tell you what, there would have been a furious row about whether that was over the line or not. And we were saved all of that because Bruce had been doing some pushing. Good action though. McClare. This is promising for United. Kanchelskis again. More players arriving. Giggs can't get there because McDonald got the important foot in. And yet another Manchester United corner. This is exactly what Queen's Park Rangers don't want, as it eats into the fast diminishing time available. United not getting very many men forward this time. Ooh, Roberts there has given it to Bruce. Steve Bruce.
Sensed a little bit of glory one felt there, didn't he, Steve Bruce? When Roberts doesn't quite collect it. As it drops down here, I think if this had been early in the game, I'm sure he'd be looking for someone else. It's late on, senses a little bit of glory. The finish not quite there.
And this relief man in the ground was Tony Roberts. Pushing by Irwin, free kick, Rangers. But under 3 minutes remaining now. Bardsley, it was away by Parker. Bardsley on the left foot, not a bad try, but it's not going to trouble Schmeichel from that kind of range. Here's McClare, 2-on-2, Giggs, Kanchelskis making a run. Holloway is back, and the linesman's flag went up for pushing by Kanchelskis, I think.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I agree with the linesman in that situation. Ref had a great view of it though, so he must have done.
Thompson. Can Rangers produce some late drama? Time is very, very tight indeed now. Oh, play on, says the referee. Perhaps a little surprisingly. John Martin, the 53-year-old referee, he's had a pretty good game. Phelan, who's won Division 3 and Division 2 championship medals, and he'd love one in the Premier Division. His previous medals in his Burnley and Norwich days. Well, it's really boiling into a juicy run into the Premier Division Championship. There's no doubt about it. Villa turned on the style yesterday, and Manchester United, fair to say, have done that away from home tonight to return to the top. Lee Sharp down injured.
Well, I said Gary Thompson would let a few defenders know he was around, but he's obviously decided he's going to let one or two formers know he's around as well.
Lee Sharp, what a bargain United got when they paid Torquay £100,000 for him. He would be worth, I would think, what, 30, 40 times that in the currently inflated market.
Well, I can't quite work that out, but when it comes to money, I'll bow to your vast knowledge on that.
I should be so lucky. Well, it's easy, isn't it? 100,000 times 30, 3 million. I'll send Andy to his arithmetic lessons after the match. Giggs, low and hard, interesting ball. No red shirt there. Sinton away for Rangers. Bruce. Wilson. Bailey. Sinton. With possibly one of the last chances Rangers will have to run at this United defence. Phelan is back there. And I must say, Manchester United, especially in this second half, have looked solidity itself at the back. You can see why they give away so few goals, Andy. United fans have already started whistling for time. Rangers trying to come forward again. And another counter-attack is on here. Ince, look at this for a run late in the game. And he's already covered every blade of grass. Paul Ince, it's a bit early to talk about it, but he would be, I think, an early contender, or certainly on any shortlist for Footballer of the Year, Player of the Year titles. Sinton cannot control it. Parker, his old mate, is going to have the last laugh despite being in the wars here. Kanchelskis, Giggs is in the middle. United could grab a fourth, but Kanchelskis just wanted to do a bit too much that time and says sorry to his teammates.
They've just been guilty of over-elaborating a little bit when they broke there. Ryan Giggs was miles in the clear, and really, Kanchelskis just needed to roll the ball across the box for him.
Rangers with Bradley Allen, their goal scorer. Freak deflection, Schmeichel gets there in the end. Over 2 minutes now into injury time. It looks like the game's up for QPR, Andy.
It looks like we're going to get the third leader of the Premier League this weekend.
Just underlining what a fascinating title race this is. Norwich were top on Saturday night. Aston Villa were top last night. Manchester United are going to be top after this. 3 leaders in 3 days. Leclerc's chasing this one. The wrong foot's McDonald. Here's Kanchelskis. This might be number 4. Kanchelskis. They had Giggs in the middle, and Giggs wanted that ball, and Kanchelskis went it alone. But it won't matter. Manchester United are top of the Premier League. It's been another very good night for Alex Ferguson and his assistant Brian Kidd, and Jerry Francis shakes hands despite their arguments and exchange of words in the first half. There are certainly some shaking hands. I'm not quite sure whether Jerry Francis actually shook hands with Alex Ferguson. Paul Ince, certainly contender for man of the match. Ryan Giggs, who scored the second goal with some aplomb. Cool lob. Kanchelskis the third, which maybe broke Queen's Park Rangers' hearts. Low, hard, drilled finish. And Queen's Park Rangers now overtake Aston Villa on goal difference at the top. There's your check. That crowd at the bottom there, not quite Rangers' biggest of the season, but very healthy over the 20,000 mark on a winter's night. Ince, Giggs and Kanchelskis scoring for Manchester United, and Bradley Allen with a sharply taken effort for Queen's Park Rangers. But I think no disputing the fact that Manchester United were very worthy winners here tonight, and they looked what they are, very, very real championship contenders. And Steve Bruce, the Manchester United captain, is talking now to Nick Collins.
Well, I've got Steve Bruce here, and of course Paul Ince, the man who started it all off. First of all, to you, Steve, how important is that win tonight?
Well, with the results yesterday, and obviously the Norwich result, it was important that we came away, and we knew it was going to be difficult. But all credit to the lads. We've come out, and with 2 strikers they've had to go off, but we've still scored 3 goals away from home, which was good stuff for us. I
was going to say, you did it the hard way. Paul, your goal that started it off, you must have been terrifically pleased with that.
Oh yes, definitely. Before the game, the manager shook me hand and said all the best. Hope you score. And obviously I did it. It's one of those things where I've been doing in training, not just mucking about, you know, and I can't say I practice it, but muck about, and obviously it just comes to me. It's just an instant reaction, centre-forward reaction.
Your form in general, though, this season, you're being very consistent. Anything in particular you put this down to?
Well, as I was only a bit of answer for this question. And obviously it's about having my baby boy Thomas, and my wife Claire, married man, so obviously it matures you, and you don't spend so much time arguing with referees, and it's improved.
Steve, do you feel that the fact that Villa scored 5 yesterday made you feel, right, we're going to go out and show just how good we are?
Well, I mean, we knew we had to come away and get a result, obviously, after that result. And as I said, all credit to the lads. They've produced a good performance, and it's never going to be easy coming here. QPR are a good side, and we've come here and played really well.
A lot of people are going to say it's going to become a 2-horse race now between yourselves and Villa. Is that how you see it?
No, I don't think so. There's 4 or 5 clubs still there. I mean, for us, I mean, we've just got to keep, I mean, it's a terrible cliche, but just keep playing, take every game as it comes, and hopefully learn one lesson from last year.
One last thought, Paul. After the experiences of last year and coming so close and not doing it, do you think this side is better equipped?
No, I mean, it's more just the same as team, really. I think that obviously we've got Cannon now back with us, so I think if the situation arises again, that we won't bottle it.
And one last thought from you, Steve. It just showed tonight the kind of squad you've got. Eric Cantona injured, Mark Hughes having to go off, yet you still win 3-1 away against one of your rivals.
Well, I think that's what it's all about. It's all about having a good squad. We've got a really good squad, a young squad. There's some exciting talent here. And I'm the old age pensioner, I know. Thanks very much.
Well, thank you very much to the pair of you. Well played tonight. Thank you.
Plenty of smiles from Manchester United tonight. They've won by 3 goals to 1. They go back on top of the Premier League. In a moment, the thoughts of Kenny Dalglish and George Best. Welcome back to the Monday Night Football. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Manchester United 3. 20 shots between them, 10 apiece. 5 of Rangers on target, 6 of Manchester United's, and they made 3 count. 14 corners in total. It flowed, didn't it? Not too many free kicks and just the 6 offside decisions. 1 booking. George Best and Kenny Dalglish are our guests. Kenny, what do you make of all that?
I think obviously Manchester United deserve to win. Queen's Park Rangers try to push forward a little bit in the second half, but Kanchelskis scored a good goal early in the second half, and I think that really took the wind out of their sails. Then laterally they tried to push on, they took a little bit of a chance, tried to go 3 against 3 at the back, but obviously couldn't break them down.
George, you got a breather in the second half. It slowed down, didn't it?
It had to. They couldn't have kept going like that. It was terrific, but a very confident, competent performance from Manchester United. Big crowd here to watch some big support, and got home very happy. Nice trip back home, but as I say, look very confident. When you're losing class players and can still produce a display like that, it looks well for
Is
them.
it title-winning form?
Well, if they keep playing like that, there's no reason why not. A lot of other teams are going to have a big say in it, obviously. But the one thing they are doing now is they're knocking the ball in the back of the net. I mean, for a spell there, every time they attacked, they looked like they were going to stick it in the back of the net. Scored 3 away from home. Doesn't matter where you're playing. I know QPR had a few players out injured, but it's still a very confident performance.
Well, Pauline's got the opener. Let's have a look at it again. Kenny, you take this one. You enjoyed this goal, didn't you?
Yeah, I think, as I said earlier, it starts a little bit further back, but I mean, Manchester United's passing and movement throughout the whole game was what was causing QPR the problem. And Sharp's bounced up in the right wing here for a change. But as I said, I mean, they've got 4 men in the box, 3 apart from Sharp, and if you get that many men in the box, they're looking for a break, and he gets it. But I mean, he's really sharp here, Ince, to get it in. He's really sharp. David Barsley's steering it into the corner of the net. I think he thinks it's going wide. There's nothing you can do about it.
Goals don't move, do they?
No. Yes, you see him, he puts his hands out here, doesn't he, on the line.
Yeah, wide, but it didn't quite go, did
no,
it?
not quite wide enough. No.
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs got the second. If you've just come in and missed the goals, they're all coming up over the next moment or so. Second from Ryan Giggs, who was playing through the middle tonight in the absence of Cantona. George, bit of pace here?
Yes, he's made a great run. He's timed it perfection. The ball's set up lovely for him. The keepers had to decide. He really had to come out, but Giggs, he put it away like an old pro. But this great run. He's just beaten Peacock there. Perfect timing, and the keepers loved it over him. Great finish. And at this time, it looked like they were going to swamp them. Yeah. Clinical finish, wasn't it?
Looked like they were going in at 2-0 Manchester United, and then Bradley Allen. Typical piece of family Allen finishing this, wasn't it? Got it back to 2-1.
Paul Parker's a little bit unfortunate here, slipping over. But he knows where the goals is, Bradley Allen. He's reacted quickly. It's a good save for Schmeichel. Andy Gray said he thinks he saved it. He did save it, but he couldn't save a second one. It's just unfortunate.
Bang.
Yeah.
That is a good save.
That is a good save. He's just unlucky. He couldn't have done much more about that.
And again from inside. He did react quickly, didn't he?
Oh, he was fortunate it went that side. That was the way he was moving after hitting it, but he's still got to put him away. And the disappointment from missing the first one didn't put him off the second one.
They needed to get back on terms. Didn't happen. Andrei Kanchelskis stormed away and got the third for Manchester United.
Yes, this is a great ball here from Shark. He's picked it up in the halfway line here. Fabulous ball. Kanchelskis is sprinted clear. One touch and stuck it away perfectly. Great run, but as I say, great ball from Lee Sharp. He's looked up and he's seen him going to make the run. Look at this, fabulous. I mean, any midfield player would have been happy with a perfect ball. Just cut the defender on the hop, one touch, and bang. From then on, really, it was all over.
I thought it had gone away from him for a minute.
Yeah, later in the game, he had a couple of chances, some of this, where he did knock a little bit too far, but he just, as I say, the one touch and perfect. And that was really, that was the writing on the wall from the Queen's Park Rangers' point of view.
Manchester United just sat back, they soaked them up, and with they three up there, I mean, pigeons couldn't catch them, and they're quick. And if they're passing it into space, they leave the space in behind. Yeah. They just ran on, and that's how he got his goal. I mean, he started running as soon as Sharp took possession of the ball, and they just ran past Clive Wilson. And he's finished. I mean, Wilson's did his best he possibly could, but you're playing against passes that go in behind you like that, and players that can Chelsea's ability, then you're going to be struggling. And he buried it.
Alex Ferguson, the United manager, is with Nick Collins.
Well, Alex, many congratulations. A very convincing 3-1 win, but what was the most pleasing aspect of it for you?
Well, everyone wants to play. They're passing the ball. Great commitment on the side. I'm proud of them. The commitment in the show tonight never stopped, and it was a great pace of game, and you had to be fit to play in that one. And we were pleased just to come away with the points.
And without Eric Cantona, and then losing Mark Hughes so early on as well. What is the news on Mark, briefly?
Well, he's got 9 stitches, and he'll probably miss Saturday's game, I'd imagine. But and Eric was one of these ones that we weren't sure what to do. You know, he was just almost there, but then we felt that if he had played and then got worse, then we'd miss him for 5 games. So we know he'll be fit on Saturday.
Well, Paul Ince started you off on the way. A tremendously spectacular goal and a great all-round performance from him.
Yeah, he's been playing an excellent ball. As you can see here, he plays to Brian McClare. He knocks out wide to Lee Sharp. He comes inside, I think. He does. It's a bit of an overhead kick, isn't it? Yeah, it is overhead kick. Oh, yeah. Well, you need a bit of luck in these ones, and he got a little bit of luck, but it's still, nonetheless, he was quick to react to it.
He seems to be playing exceptionally well, though, at the moment, Paul Ince.
Yeah, he's had a wonderful season for us. He's maturing. He's just turned 25 now, so in the next few years he'll reach maturity, and hopefully he'll stay that way for a few years with us.
Because Aston Villa scored 5 and looked impressive yesterday, did you go into this game thinking we've got to show how good we are as well?
No, we've got to do it every week. It's not a matter of what the challenges of other teams can provide for against us. It's the challenge that we meet for ourselves. The expectation to play football and win games. It's never going to change.
How important do you see this victory in the context of the title race, though? Getting back on top so soon after Villa had gone clear.
Well, all wins are important when you want to stay up there. And the nice thing and the good thing for us, I feel, is that there are teams round about us. We've got Aston Villa, we've got Blackburn Rovers, and we've got Norwich. So, and Arsenal winning on Saturday, they'll start thinking that they can be in there too, and they're good enough too. They're going to be 5 teams, possibly 6 teams, who knows, involved.
Nevertheless, 3 goals away from home on a night like this, very satisfying for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're delighted, yeah.
Alex, thank you very much indeed. Well done.
Keep him there, Nick. You might want to see how the Premier League table looks tonight. Forest are bottom still, but climbing, are they? Oldham, Wimbledon, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace and Middlesbrough in the bottom 6. Then comes Southampton, Leeds United, Tottenham, Everton and Liverpool. 4 of the game's giants there, 15 to 12. Top half of the table looks like this. Coventry City, Sheffield Wednesday, who are on a roll now, Manchester City, Chelsea down to 8th, Arsenal, after their win at Main Road, up to 7, Queen's Park Rangers 6, Ipswich 5, Blackburn Rovers 4, Norwich 3rd, Aston Villa off the top after just 24 hours or so, and Manchester United back on top. Very tight at the top, isn't it? We'll be back in a moment or so at Loftus Road. More thoughts from Kenny Dalglish